everybody. It is Christine. It's time for day 25 of 30 Days of Sketches. And also, I'm going to be doing off the board with pineapple paper. So I'll have two sets of like informations below, right? You'll have like a playlist for the 30 days, and I think it's a hop list for off the board. So here's our sketch, and she's got like, let's say the 12 by 12, and then there's an inner piece, and then she's got two photos. She's got embellishment clusters like this. I'm going to tweak this a bit because I came across this on Pinterest, and I think this is so stinking cute, and I want to use some branding strips. This is by Paige Taylor Evans, and she did like these little bookshelves, and I'm kind of imagining with the sketch, I can do like an inner piece and stuff like that. And I'll only have one photo, but it kind of looks like you're doing a couple things here. So I'm definitely cross-pollinating a bit, if you want to call it that. My photo is, I took we went to the bookstore on like a girls' day, and these were a bunch of books that we bought. So I thought this was a cute photo. So, and plus it's going to be like a bookshelf. So the other thing I'm doing is I pulled out my hip kit here. So, because I have all these branding strips, you guys, all these hip kit branding strips, and I think they could be great books like she's shown there. So what I'm thinking is, like I said, I've got this 12 by 12 and then an inner piece. I'm thinking I'm going to pick something from these two pages. What am I trying to say? I'm going to pick something from here that's going to like work, but it needs to have like a really subtle pattern. What is this? Oh, this might be perfect. This could be the inner piece. And then what can we do? What can we do? Does it even really matter? Because I'm going to choose all kinds of different, I mean, it matters. I shouldn't say it like that. Maybe I'll go with like a floral. I do like this floral. Hang on just a second. Hang on just a second. I've got these kind of jewel tones here. That's kind of pretty, but I don't know if I love that with that. It may not be quite enough. I'm leaning toward, oh yeah, this could be pretty. Oh, I like that. That is pretty. Okay, and then my bookcase, and maybe, you know what, I'll just do two shelves. Since she's got two things, I'll just do two shelves instead of three. So I have two bookshelves here. And I'll mount that on white. I still have white cardstock over here. I may have to go get some. I might have to go get some. Or I sometimes will use my backings of my, the packaging, because it's got a pretty little pattern. I might use one of those just to use it up. I'm going to see if I have another one in here that maybe is better. I may just use that gray one there. We'll see. That looks okay. Yeah. Okay, so let me get into my branding strips, and I have plenty of them. Like I have literally dozens. And the other thing I really like about that is she's got like little goodies on the bookshelves to, make it look like a bookshelf, right? So I'm going to go through these things and see what I can use here. And I'll be back on in just a second once I pick those. Okay, you guys, quick check-in. I have glued this down. I found these two I think are going to work as my shelves. I'll have to trim them for in just a second. But I think I'm going to do that, right? So that's going to look, cut them. And then I did mount my photo here on, I think I'm going to bring this down just a little. It's actually down to here. Oh, I haven't found my title. I think she's actually got them up on foam, so it looks like they're like on the shelf. So I think I'll do that. And then I can have that about there. And then I found these branding strips. I think the colors are okay. This one's a little iffy to me, so we'll see. This one may have to set aside for just a second. I think these will work. And I'm going to cut them into little strips in just a second. She's got like a stacked here, and then there's long ones here. I may make mine just a tad taller just because my photo looks a little bigger. And then I'll get into my binder here, which has all the little like hip kit like things. I might like, see, like I just saw, like this is really cute. Could I put the jacket? I don't know. Does that go on a bookshelf? Maybe not. I don't know. But there's little mugs and stuff. So I'll go through that also. Actually, maybe I can find my title. Here's like a relaxed weekend. That's what it was. That's kind of cute. Let's see. So if I do, I'm going to dry fit this just a little bit. I can take my title and do like this. So it's a little different than hers, but, and she doesn't really show, she shows journaling. So I think that can work. Still fits my sketch and everything. I'll probably put something up on foam so it's like, you know, like this one will probably be up and this will come up underneath or something like that. Okay, so let me do a little bit of trimming. I need to cut these as well. And I'll be back on in a second. Okay, you guys, I'm not gonna lie. I think this turned out adorable. So what I've done so far, just started kind of cutting the little faux books. You know, they're like little paper books, if you want to call it that. And I wasn't even going to leave this part in here on the one hand, but then on the other hand, I thought, well, maybe they want to see like, you know, picking different colors and sizes. And I'm really just eyeballing this, you guys. I'm not measuring or anything like that. Now, the original, off the board, so the layout by Paige Evans, I would suggest that her books were skinnier and smaller, but because I'm just doing 2 shelves, mine are a little bit bigger, I think. And that being said, is also because I didn't want to trim my branding strips. She also used like little labels and whatnot, so it looked to me like, you know, like little book plate labels or stuff like that. And I pretty much stuck to my branding strips because I really do want to try to use these up. I'm thinking about trying to, I hate to use this idea again, but like starting a series of, because I had the Stick With Me series now because I want to use my stickers up. And I'm like, you know what, Christine, whenever you do a series, you tend to use the things, because I've actually had my Bow Bunny series now for a couple of years, and I've made it quite a little ways through my collection. I mean, I think I finished the last 2014, or I'm in the last 2014 or something, which is actually pretty good because I think I had some 2012s and 2013. So branding strips might be another focus. Might be, I don't use the word product focus, but it might be a focus for some type of series or something like that, because I really I've got 1,000 of these things. I need to really use them. So, and I thought this was really cute. So I'm making all these little books here. I've got like different heights, different colors, different little sizes here, and I'm trying to like pretend. I'm referencing the one on the Pinterest because she's got little tilted books, you know, and stuff like that. Now I will tell you that I don't end up with the exact same like she did. I mean, it's not exactly the same, but I have like 2 stacks. One's on each bookshelf, and then I have some little tilted ones, like I said. And then after I do all this, I'm going to kind of go back and forth on this a little bit, figuring out where my books are going to go and all that kind of stuff. And then I'm going to pull out my binder in a second, and I'll start going through all my little Hip Kit things. And again, this is it's really a cool feature of Hip Kit where the color palettes will kind of cross over a lot. So I've gone through my binder, and you can see my little plastic thing over there, the various different little things. There was some wordy bits on some of the sticker sheets. So I have one that says, tried a new author, I have no regrets. That's the pink one. The blue one says, laughed out loud. I have a green one that says, planted seedlings. I did that because on that day we also bought gardening stuff. And then I have another one that says currently reading. I'll put that on, I don't know which book yet. I'll move it around. I actually put it on one. I think I'll move it. I found a little faux picture frame. I thought that was kind of cute. And then there's a couple little desserts. I think she might have had something on there. I'm not 100% sure, but in my head I go, well, this could be cute. I don't know. It looked cute. It was puffies and ephemeras and stuff, so I'll put those on there. I did find a couple of flower jar type things. There's a little alarm clock. You can see I've set that down up there. I did find some little plant pieces. I'll reorganize these just a tad here and there after I start kind of putting stuff down. I also put some of them up on foam. I'll put the little alarm clock on foam. And there's a couple of things I'll sit like, quote, on the shelf in a way. Like the books are kind of, I want to use the word behind the shelf, but not, I mean, they're supposed to be kind of like on the shelf, but it's kind of give like a 3D effect in a way, if that makes sense. So right there, like that little plant right there, that little jar plant, I put that toward the front because I want it to look like it's in front of the books on the shelf, if that makes sense. This little cake and, like a cute piece of cake and little cake, it kind of gave me a little bit of fits because I didn't want to cover up my books. I'll move those around just a tad. What have I got? I got the little stack of cups, teacups. I got a little plant down there. And I think there's a little puffy coffee cup looking thing that goes above the weekend title. And then I have this one sticker. I struggled with it. It's got remember, and it's got like on like a little like binder clip thing. And I mess with that. Oh, that little plant there gets moved. I don't leave him there either. The one I stuck on the top shelf up there. I like him, but I ended up moving him down because my book down on the bottom there was missing some stuff. Like I said, I kind of fast with this a little bit. Not terribly, but enough to where, you know, I'm like, okay, that thing right there, I struggle with this thing. I ended up putting it on the photo. I think it's okay. I mean, I don't hate it on the photo. I think it looks okay on the photo. I'm not sure about it, though. I'm not 100% sure about it, but we'll see if I leave it or not. At the moment, it's on there. Let's see what else I got. This was, like I said, this was the day my daughter and I actually ran around. We got some plants. We got some, I think we got one little fruit tree or something, maybe rose bush or something. We got some stuff, and then we just went over to this little coffee shop, And then next door, like basically even attached to it, is a little bookshop. So we went in there, and a lady was like, oh, I recommend this series. And so we got her the Court of Thorns one, and then I got the 3 that were the Sarah Moss ones, the Crown of Midnight, Throne of Glass or whatever. I've already finished all 3 of those, by the way. And there was a couple of candles. We just love those fragrances. So we got those. And she got another book at the bottom. I don't know what the name of that one is, but we picked up reading again. I'm kind of enjoying it. I even got me a book journal recently, so I'm kind of liking that. But anyway, I've glued everything down. I put the foam and all the good things, and this is the layout, you guys. I think this turned out adorable, and it follows the sketch okay in the sense of, like, I have the big square and the inner square and the 2, you know, I don't know, the picture on the bottom. So I kind of tried to follow it. It's kind of a mix of the 2, right? So thank you guys so much for watching. Of course, the description will have all the various playlists and hop names and things like that. So make sure you check that out and say hello, and I'll say hello back, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye.